Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Gerald Prim Stadium. Thank you all so much for joining us here on a Tuesday night for some Sulphur Springs Wildcat soccer. If this is your first time joining us, I'm Tyler Lennon. I'm joined by our favorite soccer analyst, Woody. What's going on, man?
How's it going, Tyler? I appreciate you having me.
Yeah.
Always fun hanging with you.
It always is. We're excited to be here. So one thing we want to address very quickly is there are less than 3 minutes on this clock, but it very well might not start till 7:15. So we're either about to have a 2.5-minute pregame show or a 17-minute pregame show, and we're not entirely sure which one it is. But
we can wing it.
We can. Either way, I think we'll be all right. But before we go anywhere, just in case, we do want to give a big shout-out to our pregame advertiser, Bell Concrete. They are your hometown concrete supplier, and they've been a part of Sulphur Springs for over 70 years. They're a locally owned, family-oriented small business, and they are proud to support the communities that they service. Their plants are located in Sulphur Springs, Greenville, Mount Pleasant, and soon they will open a plant in Blue Ridge. For the best quality and customer service in Northeast Texas, give them a call today at 903-885-3126. So we have a very, very, very good preseason matchup tonight. These are two teams that are very highly ranked within the region. I believe Faith Family is ranked number 5. Sulphur Springs is ranked number 7. So this is a great early test for both of these teams.
Yeah, that's what – I don't know the boys' teams as well because my daughter Anna plays for the Lady Cats. And so typically they're going to line up and play their games on opposite schedules, so it's very hard to catch the boys' games. But I have heard really good things about both teams. The Faith Family outfit, they're really good, I've heard. So it'll be an interesting matchup. And our kids, we watched the game on – they had a tournament. We watched one of their games against Terrell, I believe. I think that's who they played with. They look pretty sharp, too, so it'll be a fun time to watch. And, hey, the field of play, we're about to see how they do. Yeah,
very excited. This was the Sulphur Springs team that was good last year, went 19-9-1. They did lose in the area round, but it was to the state runner-up in Palestine. And then Faith Family went to the regional quarterfinal round, had a pretty similar record, 19-6-1. So yeah, this should be two very good teams. We had fun watching them last year. Woody, what have we missed Lady Cat soccer-wise so far?
So we just started our scrimmages last Friday night. We played T-High. We ended up losing 3-2 and knocked some rust off the old play. And then we played last night. We ended up playing Caddo Mills, which is always a tough matchup, another 4A foe, but ended up pulling out a win 1-0. So it was a great way to get the season kick-started. We had a couple of key players out, but we were able to still play some good soccer. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get some more insight on the Lady Cat soccer team throughout the course of the night tonight.
I'm sure I'll figure out a way to work some of that.
I bet you will. I wasn't too worried about that. I thought you would have us covered. But, again, I want to appreciate you for hanging out with us, dude. Had a lot of fun hanging out with you and Slade last year and hoping for a lot more of that this year.
I think you were right. There's 18 seconds left. The kids are lining up, and we're about to get this thing kick-started 15 minutes earlier than originally planned.
I'm here for it. Let's go ahead. Let's get rolling. Again, I want to give a big thank you to our friends over at Bell Concrete. We're actually going to hear from them very quickly, and then we'll be back for the start of the game.
Bell Concrete, your hometown concrete supplier, has been a part of Sulphur Springs for over 70 years. We are a locally owned, family-oriented small business. We are proud to support the communities we service. Our plants are located in Sulphur Springs, Greenville, Mount Pleasant, and very soon we will open a plant in Blue Ridge. For the best quality and customer service in Northeast Texas, give us a call today at 903-885-3126. We appreciate your support, and go Wildcats.
And we are almost ready for the national anthem here. Just a quick heads up, our captains tonight for Sulphur Springs are Garrett Robinson and Manuel Tellez. I had a lot of fun watching Garrett Robinson last year. He was a fun player.
Oh, yeah. He's done a good job. You'll hear his name called a little bit. And, again, there are several players here that I don't know him as well. Obviously, I mentioned that earlier, but it was fun watching them. They scored 3 goals really quick altogether. Ping some passes around. It's always fun to watch. That's for sure.
So I'm curious if we're going to get complete starting lineups and everything. Obviously, this is a scrimmage, but
last night at our Caddo Mills game, we didn't do, we didn't sing the national anthem. We didn't do lineups. They just started off and let's go.
So we might could expect the same thing here tonight.
And it looks like this might be a one ref crew, pretty common in these scrimmages. We had 2 last night. Friday night we had 1, so I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of offside type of of calling tonight, unless it's blatantly obvious.
We are getting the national anthem, though, right? Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for hanging out with us here on Front Porch News and Chad's Media. We have a great matchup between the number 7 ranked Sulphur Springs against number 5 ranked Faith Family. Woody, in these kind of early season scrimmages, what are you kind of hoping to see? Because obviously you do want to win every game, but I feel like you're a lot more concerned about your level of play more than the final score.
Hey, everybody likes to win, but at the same time, these are scrimmages. They count. If you blow somebody out, or if you get blown out, you're not going to look on Max Preps and see anything. So they got to figure out. Obviously, you got a fresh team with Coach Upton. He's got a lot of young people. He's trying to figure out the pieces right now. So that's the number one thing they've got to figure out. What are the pieces to this puzzle? Winning is awesome. That's important along the way too, but figuring out what your team chemistry is going to be like is what he's looking for too. He was actually doing, I think he did, I don't know if he rotated everybody, but he played a lot of kids one half. Second half, he rotated out a whole other crew.
Gotcha.
Just getting different looks and touches. So I would figure there'll be a little bit of that. But when you're playing a rock star team, highly ranked team like they're doing, they might go, full starter type mode just to let it settle in and things like that. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, which I do like that a lot in your scrimmages, playing teams that are really highly ranked, seeing the kind of teams you're going to see in the postseason.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, I don't know about the district this year, but in the past, since moving to 4A, your district, you might not be seeing a ton of playoff caliber teams or deep playoff caliber teams anyway.
Yeah, and I'm not sure on the boys' side. Girls' side, there's some teams that we're really able to move past fairly easily. Pleasant Grove is the tougher one in the district, and we're always going to look up. That's going to be a big matchup, and I think it is on the boys' side too. But I think the boys' district is a little bit tougher matchup than the girls.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that on the girls' side. What's kind of the projections district-wise?
Well, I mean, we did pretty good and won district last year handily and went undefeated in district and so I would anticipate that would be the expectation from Coach Brenna, from all the kids and all the parents and fans as well. So that's the game plan here. From the boys' standpoint, I'm not real sure.
Yeah, of course, boys had a great year last year, co-district champions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned this being a young team. Of the 25 players, 10 of them are underclassmen, which still that's a good bit of seniors, but it's a pretty big senior class.
And I forget how many. I think Coach Upton said he graduated 18 seniors.
I believe it was. That sounds right. Yeah.
So, but that's high school sports for you. Mm-hmm. So that's where it gives all these other kids an opportunity that may not have got some minutes last year. And there are some fine soccer players out there, and this is where they earn their minutes in the scrimmages.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get going, I want to tell you, when you have a sports injury, Christus Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is the team to trust. With fellowship-trained sports medicine orthopedic surgeon Dr. Christopher Meltsakos and hand fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeon Dr. Christian Douthit, your health is in good hands. To schedule an appointment in Sulphur Springs, call 903-885-6688. Also want to give a big shout-out to our friends at Elevate Aesthetics in Sulphur Springs. They are the elite med spa for all your anti-aging treatments. They offer Botox and fillers as well as B12 shots, skinny shots, and more. Give them a call at 214-205-1333. And remember, getting older is inevitable, but aging is optional.
So you mentioned Dr. Douthit there. So Anna, she had broke her wrist last year and then had surgery by Dr. Douthit.
Oh, really?
And so pretty neat being able to do that. She's in the practicum, and that's a pretty cool program SSISD has. So she's actually shadowed him today and was able to be in and seeing patients with Dr.
Nice.
Douthit. So I'm glad you just did a commercial for those guys.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to be back in the Prim. It's been a minute for us.
It's been a minute, and we're going to enjoy this fine weather because it's about to get really cold. I actually brought the puffy jacket out last night. It was pretty chilly.
Yeah.
But not like it's going to be in January, I would imagine. So it's that time of year. We're going to enjoy one last hoorah.
I was about to say, I think that's the one time that you, obviously, when Anna's playing, it's tougher to be up here, but you're like, well, at least it's warmer up in the booth.
Good. It's a good viewpoint from up here. It is. You get to see the whole field. It's pretty neat being able to go back. Actually, Anna and Leslie were watching some of the games from last year, just being able to go back, and they were getting real excited for soccer to start. So it's pretty cool to be able to be up here. Appreciate the opportunity to hang with y'all.
We love having you, man. Excited to get our first look at this Wildcat team.
It'll be interesting for sure.
Until you mentioned the one referee crew, I wouldn't have noticed it, but now it's all I can notice.
And, a lot of times, we're on a ref shortage. It's very common here.
So that's more than just, that carries over to soccer as well?
But, yes, it carries over to soccer. So you're supposed to have two linesmen, and you have the center ref right there. But a lot of times, even in district games, we only have two refs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you're supposed to have three, but it's part of the deal, and they've got a tough job. But
yeah, I don't really envy the refs at all.
All right, and we're off. There is a pretty big difference. The pace of play is really quick. You can tell right off the bat. This Dallas team is gonna move the ball around well, I would imagine. We saw their JV team. They stayed pretty organized. Here's a familiar face from the football team.
I was going to say, a player I'm excited to watch this year, Jackson Hare. Of course, he had a great year in football, and he's a ton of fun to watch in soccer as well.
And that's the advantage of no linesman because that ball was out, but nobody knew the difference, so we're still playing.
Unless you're watching on Chad's Media, maybe no one notices. Luckily, they haven't come to us for replay yet, so we're good there.
Or is that coming? Because that's set the expectation bar very high for all the other sports. Y'all doing replays on these things?
Yeah, we will have replay. Hopefully, we'll get to see some of it tonight. We're a little bit shorthanded on the crew, so bear with us on that, but we should be good to go.
So coming later in the season is what you mean?
It's a scrimmage for all of us, man.
There you go.
Me and you as well.
That's
Maybe
right.
by district we'll be in mid-season form. Yeah, we are moving quickly tonight.
But on Coach Upton's team, you'll see they always play at a real fast pace. That's just part of how he does it. They're in shape. They play fast.
It makes for an exciting brand of soccer to watch.
That's right.
While we got a second, I want to give a big shout out to our friends at East Texas Physical Therapy. They are a provider of physical therapy and rehabilitative services in Sulphur Springs. After a visit to East Texas Physical Therapy, each patient will know what it means to have service beyond excellence, and they hope that you will return to their facility for all your rehab needs.
Oh, my goodness. That is a nice goal, nice cleanup.
It is, yeah. It was a nice save originally, but
Their winger came across and did a beautiful pass across the face of the goal. They had an opportunity for a tap-in. We saved it, and the other guy was right there ready for cleanup. Those are really tough. It makes it impossible for the keeper to handle that situation.
just 2.5 minutes into this game, Faith Family already on the board.
Now, isn't Faith Family, isn't that who we played last year in basketball at Texas A&M Commerce?
Yes, I believe so.
So they had like the Dream Team basketball team.
Yes.
So maybe they have a Dream Team soccer team also.
They might. I'm obviously coming into the season ranked number 5 in the region and everything.
But that's how soccer is. Sometimes you give up quick goals. It's a bummer. But that doesn't necessarily indicate how the entire game is going to go. If they can just stay cool, stay organized, and keep up with their game plan they've been working on.
Yeah, from a player perspective, is it tough to not let that get to you to kind of bounce back from that, shake it off?
It depends on the team. You have some young people. Their probably nerves are going, so that might not be the case. But you have some seniors that are going to get out there and get after it, and I think that comes with some experience as well.
If only we had a current talented player who could give us some insight on that.
Man, that would be great if we had somebody.
That would be great.
But we've been associated with teams that are really good at not that it doesn't impact. It doesn't matter whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And we've also been on teams. As soon as you get scored, shrug your shoulders, get discouraged, and body language is all messed up, and it just impacts everything. Then but I don't see that much of a difference in that from here. So if you look the way they're organized, it looks like the Wildcats, they're playing a 4-man defense and one holding defensive mid position. And so they're playing some variety of a 4-3-3, and so that's how they're going to stay organized as they are trying to stop this little attack right here.
Woody, this is what we need you and Slade for, providing insight that I'm not sure I would really be able to.
So what that is, that's 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and then 3 forwards. So there could be a variety of those, but it's a variety of a 4-3-3 is what they're playing. I don't necessarily know exactly how it is right now. Sometimes you'll have one up top and some, more midfielders, but as they move and expand and condense in their formations, if you're doing it correctly, you really don't know what somebody's playing.
Which, speaking of Slade, I want to give him a big shout-out. He should be with us for a lot of the games this year.
Slade said he was going to come hang with us, and what's interesting for him, he played college soccer at Harding. And old Harding, they are playing in the football Division II National Championship game coming up this weekend.
That is awesome.
They run the old school triple option, and it's my understanding they just broke a Division II record for most rushing yards in a season.
Oh, wow.
So pretty incredible. In a passing world that we're in.
Yeah, you don't see a ton of that anymore. At any level, really.
Right. Used to be those old Air Force teams and things like that, still doing it. But
speaking of, I'm glad Corey's not in here. Anyone that watches Down and Out knows that the Air Force Army game hurt me pretty bad this past week. I now have to do the 24-hour Waffle House challenge. So,
what is that?
You have to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House, but for every waffle you eat, it marks an hour off your time. And I don't know if you've seen the way I'm built, but
wow.
I can eat like 4 waffles maybe,
You just have to sit there for 24 hours,
yep.
less
and try to just eat waffles and cut some of your time off, yeah. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
You're going to gain like 12 pounds in a day.
That or I'm just going to spend the entire day in that Waffle House.
You better wear your stretchy pants. All right, so Faith family continuing to press and control the possession of the game for the most part. Playing back to their keeper, that's going to spread the field out for them. Staying very, very calm back there.
So I'm curious, during scrimmages like this, obviously you have your pace of play and your style of play, but do you expect them to mix it up at all or just really kind of stay, as far as Faith family goes? If they were to continue to score at any point, would they slow down, or are they really...
Oh, I mean, if we look up and this game's out of hand and they've scored a bunch of goals, I mean, it's going to look like keep away to the casual fan. They're going to slow it down and just play it back to their keeper, play wide, and then just make Sulphur Springs chase the ball, and they're just going to kill time. It's typically the way it is. Now, at the same time, they are in high school, and kids love winning. Mm-hmm. So you never know. They might want to run the score up, but most coaches will pull that off and work on a possession game at that point when that happens.
Makes sense. Also would think you very much want to get comfortable with different, styles of play, different paces of play.
But most of the time, an organization's style is their style, and they might adapt to a more, because you got to understand, this is high school soccer. There's a whole different range on both of these teams as far as skill level and experience, and, you have some seniors all the way down to freshmen. So they're going to have a little style and some general things that they do, and they're not going to deviate from that too terribly much, I would imagine. All right, corner kick for Sulphur Springs Wildcats. And now throwing.
I don't mind it. Pulling
nice.
Up from deep.
Yeah. Pull the trigger from probably about 15 or 14 yards out. I mean, that's how they're going to put it in the back of the net. So that's good.
Especially you haven't really gotten any looks yet. Why not? Put a little pressure on the goalie.
The game has settled down just a bit. It always starts off at maybe not a frantic pace, but they've slowed the ball down a little bit. They're going to make some runs. They're going to continue to try to ping some balls together and everything, but it just slows down. 10 minutes into the game, that's a good point where everybody will settle in, work their nerves out.
Yeah, I remember you and Slade talked about that a lot. The first 10 minutes or so of each half being very, very high paced.
Yeah. But that's part of soccer too. Soccer's a wild sport. It's different from all the other ones. Somebody can possess and do all this fancy stuff and not just get it in the back of the net. It's 0-0, and you're just getting your teeth kicked in, and then boom, the weaker-looking team can score a goal off a set piece, off a corner kick, or just get a counterattack. And then you can look up and be dominating a game and then go into halftime and be losing. That's just soccer for you.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of free kicks, so we've got a free kick coming up from about the 45.
Sulphur Springs starting to get back into it a bit in terms of just time of possession on your side of the field and everything.
Right. And this is a physical team. You can tell there's no, as soon as we're getting it, they're swarming, they're contesting, they're playing physical. And that's tough to deal with. You go into muscle memory when that happens. Are you good with the ball? Can you use ball skills to get out of trouble? Some of these kids have not been in that scenario where as soon as they touch the ball, they're being contested. But that's what's happening right now, and so they're going to be better for it. But, they're going to play some teams in district where it feels like they have all day to make a decision. Dribble? Do I pass? Do I shoot? Like right now, if you watch, when anybody in blue gets it, somebody's swarming in white immediately and contesting, every time. They're making them think quick.
Yeah, this looks like a very skilled Faith family team.
Yeah. But we're handling it well. I mean, that's just part of it. And part of Coach Upton's style, from what I've noticed over the past couple of years, it's quick runs, quick passes, working the ball at a fast pace up the field. So when you're playing somebody like this that's going to body you up and be physical, this is really a good way to play soccer.
Number 20, Eric Rodriguez, the sophomore. He was the kicker for the Wildcats football team this year, and a very good one at that. But he had a great freshman year for the Wildcat soccer team last year as well.
So we have, him, Jackson Hare. Are there any other football players on this team?
Also Barrett Tessing.
Yeah, I know Bear. Bear's
I believe that's everybody. If there's anyone I'm leaving out, I apologize.
Bear's a good kid, man. I knew him when he was a little bitty kid. Now he's like a grown man. He's huge.
Which the Tessings have been very big into part of the soccer programs here.
Oh, yeah. Their daughter, Izzy, playing college ball up in Maine.
Mm-hmm.
And we just thought it was cold over here.
Right. Well, have we gotten any updates on her?
Yeah, her team won, I believe. Don't quote me on this, but I don't know the name of the conference, but I believe they won conference championship there, and she played keeper the majority of the season.
Really?
And had a we kept up with them.
That's awesome.
Through Facebook and everything, and through Allison, so pretty neat.
Barrett also a keeper for this team.
Yeah. And then, Izzy was in club ball for a while, a keeper, but then primarily she was center back for us on the Lady Cats team. So, but pretty neat seeing that happen. I don't think she's come home yet for a visit because I think they said something that's like a 20-hour drive one way.
Yeah,
so,
it makes it a little tough to.
I think Mama said you need to make some plans for Thanksgiving up there.
Yeah, I remember complaining when I was playing at Henderson State. I was like, man, it's like 3.5 whole hours away. I don't know how much coming back I'll be doing. It's a little different. Got Brian Medina here, number 16. He's also a sophomore.
So they're pinging some passes. I like it. They're swarming pretty quick. And there we go. Turn the ball over. I like it. So now we've got a little space here. And so, Tyler, what you call that? You call that the old through ball. Mm-hmm. So you'll see that is, basically you're trying to send the ball through some space in anticipation of where that forward would have been in that situation. It's a through ball. It has a spot in high school. You see that a lot. There's a lot of longer ball type of play, and you'll see that with us. And you can send an athlete up there that's really fast and get a breakaway type scenario.
The Jackson Hares of the world are getting.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But they're going to do that to us at some point today. I mean, rest assured, it's going to happen. But it's interesting. It's a physical sport. I mean, kids flying around, sliding around.
Yeah, speaking of, there
and
you go.
I mean, you got to think about it. If it was as physical sometimes like that on a football field, there'd be
That's true.
it's just a different game and no pads. And these kids are in the best shapes of their lives for the most part. Most of these kids are, and yeah, it's interesting. Boys, girls, doesn't matter. They play
Yeah, I don't
physical
know that
and
you're
rough.
ever going to be in better shape than when you're playing high school soccer. That's unless you make it to the college level.
That's right.
While we got a quick second, want to give a shout out to our friend Katie Adair with Janet Martin Realty. When you work with Katie, you get more than just a realtor. You get a trusted partner who is active in the community and cares about you and your family's future. So if you're looking for a realtor who is passionate about finding you and your family the perfect home, be sure to call her at 903-243-2304. Almost midway through this first half.
That was a nice defense. I mean, this kid thought he was going to get an uncontested shot, and then before you know it, you have two of the Wildcat center backs close in on him. Now we got a Wildcat corner kick coming up too.
Love to see that.
So here's the thing, man. This team's good, and you can tell that's why they're highly ranked and they're skilled. If we can score on a set piece, that's what makes a difference. You can, move the ball around, take the first 2 minutes out of here. It's been a pretty evenly matched type of game. And it's probably been the toughest game that they might have played 3 or 4 games through the scrimmages and everything so far. But they're good. But corner kicks, game changer.
Yeah, like you said, outside of just the first couple minutes of this game, it has been very.
Oh, my gosh, like that. That's a big deal. Giving them opportunity, get ahead on it. I mean, that's just it. They did a good job of clearing the ball. But, those, the set-piece opportunities, that's part of the game too. Hard to deal with. Another good defensive stop by the Wildcats.
Yeah, it was number 11, Cristobal Torres.
Okay, so we're really cutting the ball off here. They sent up a through ball right there, and we stopped it. But if we hadn't stopped that, it would have been a track meet all the way to the keeper. So good job by the Wildcats defense. So Tyler, if you see how they're realigning, and they got 4 defenders right there, and you got number 6 as the holding mid. So essentially, he's just looking at that Faith family, number 7, their center forward. He's just patrolling right there in the front and he's making runs, and he's right on him every time. Doing a good job of cutting him off. So here we go. I mean, we've really stepped up from a defensive standpoint. A lot of physical play out there. I like it.
Yeah, Wildcats been very good on defense tonight.
But, I mean, so now they're stopping. They're really doing a good job of distributing the ball, the Faith family team right here. But when the game first started, they're pressing forward, guns a-blazing right off the bat, just pressing. So they're trying to find their opportunities to take a shot down the field. But they really have slowed it down a little bit. All right. Good job by the Wildcat center backs. And goal kick, Wildcats.
Well, we got a second. I want to give a shout out to our friend Aaron Neal, who is the principal agent and owner of Hanby Insurance in Rockwall. Aaron began her career back in 1999 and was born and raised in the Dallas area. If you're in the Rockwall or Dallas area, give her a call at 972-285-0381 to see how she can help you today. So I will say I like this Wildcat style of play. Play strong defensively, try to get out and run in transition. It makes for a fun game to watch.
I mean, and the games can get out of hand. You give up a couple of quick goals or whatever, but it feels like a 0-0 game. I know they got one in the back of the net, but that's just part of how soccer goes, like we were talking about it. But
yeah, if we didn't have the scoreboard and you turned in just 2 minutes late, you wouldn't know.
So, but like what you asked, how are they going to respond? Well, I think they responded and started playing better.
Absolutely.
They got a goal scored on them real quick, and they laced those shoes up even tighter and have been playing really, really nice soccer.
Yeah, and sometimes that might be the wake-up call. Like, oh, crap, we're going.
And corner kick, Faith family. So
yeah, Faith family starting to turn things back around offensively a bit.
We'll see if they have anything outlined for in regards to set pieces. Sometimes they have some specific way they do these things and try to create a little space, get ahead on it. With about almost 22 minutes left in the game. So,
Liked that look there.
So I mean, that's part of the deal. They do a little grounder, and then they do the little hop over, and it just gets everybody moving to try to block a shot, and it creates lanes where they can really do that. Sometimes we do these little passes, and that's part of the game too. But just I like to rainbow them over and try to get ahead on it.
See, that very much feels like kind of like a inbound in basketball. Underneath the goal, got a lot of people moving around.
And create a little havoc under there, and that's where you can slip one in a lot of times. So, I know there's probably some statistics, but it seems like the rainbowing one in gives you the most chance to do it. But that little play right there looked pretty solid. And this team's doing a really good job. They tried to play back to their keeper. What that does, you're using your keeper as another field player essentially. So when you're on the run and you've got the team on the offensive trying to track the ball down, they're going to pass back to their keeper, and they're going to send their defense wide and their midfielders wide. It's going to create a lot of width in the field. And then if the other team doesn't follow, then you can pass it out wide. And if they do follow, it creates a lot of wide open lanes where you can distribute the ball in the middle of the field. So it's pretty nice.
Got the senior one, Santa Cruz, on the corner.
Okay. And so here's the thing too, when I like a little bit of dribbling in the box like that, because a lot of times these kids, they don't want you to shoot, but you might get fouled. And if that's the case, anybody with some ball skills, you're at danger of getting a PK if they foul you in there. So being able to dance around a little bit in there, nothing wrong with that.
Take some of the pretty good handles though, huh?
That's right. Nice job by the keeper there. And then it came out. I know he feels awful. He had the ball. Great save, and then it slipped out of there. Gave this guy an early Christmas present. Easy tap in.
A little bit. I'll make it 2-0 Faith Family while we got a second. Here at Chad's Media and Front Porch News, we know the love and support that Alliance Bank has for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Stop by and see them on the square or use one of their many convenient drive-through services. You can also visit alliancebank.com for all your financial banking needs. Give them a call at 903-885-2187. Midway through this first half now. Already a pair of goals for Faith Family.
And, hey, everybody's going to make mistakes. This is scrimmage. We get that. Mm-hmm. But when you get in district play and then you get into playoff play, it's like you can play 50 minutes of soccer and the team that makes the first mistake is going to get scored on type deal. It gets that tight, the better and better teams that you play. And so you play a team of this caliber, they definitely capitalized on a mistake on both of their goals.
For sure.
And that's just part of soccer as well. So, hey, rebound, they're 2-0 is still not the end of the game for these guys. So.
And again, that's why you play this level of competition this early in the season.
That's right. If they're going out here and smoking all these teams, it's not going to prepare you for hard district play.
Yeah, once you get to district in the postseason, there very well might be a time where you are down 2-0, 20 minutes into the game.
Yep. How do you respond? Mm-hmm. And that's part of what Coach Upton's doing too. Is there somebody that's playing better under this type scenario? Is there somebody that's folding under this pressure? And that's, who's going to get minutes? Everything's about minutes. Every kid's on the field right now wants those minutes. Every kid on the bench wants some minutes. They just want a chance. So this is going to be able to provide a lot of that intel on how you make decisions as a coach, I would imagine.
Especially when you have this many underclassmen. This is a great chance for you to earn a role.
Right. And they called a foul, so free kick for Faith Family.
While we wait on the free kick, I want to tell you about BT Medical. You can go visit their store where you can find wheelchairs and hospital beds as well as many other necessary medical equipment. And don't worry, if you can't leave the house, they offer convenient delivery and 24/7 on-call services. Keep your business local with BT Medical, supplying equipment with care.
Looks like I have a sub coming in for Faith Family. 17:24 left in the first half.
Feels like a good time to tell everyone, if you haven't already, go check out Chick-fil-A. Serving quality food has always been the top priority at Chick-fil-A here in Sulphur Springs. Whether you're dining in or picking up to go, they guarantee that signature Chick-fil-A customer service. Don't forget they have catering and delivery available for your next Wildcat Watch Party. What do you usually come prepared with the Chick-fil-A?
You know, it's funny. Anna and I were eating dinner before we came here, and she said, "Oh my gosh, you're not." And it was not at Chick-fil-A this time. And she's like, "You're not going to be able to bring your Chick-fil-A cup." And I'm like, "Why
luckily
didn't
we didn't have the
think about
booth
it?"
camera this time, so
You know?
it's all good.
Your audience would have never known if you wouldn't have just called me out.
That's my
man.
bad.
I could have pretended like I had one. I've just got a regular old styrofoam cup.
Well, you know, they do have delivery available, so we could fix that real quick.
Nice cross and header. Luckily, the goalpost gods. Actually, it went over and hit the crossbar of the field goal. But yeah, I love me some Chick-fil-A,
Oh, yeah.
man. We always try to talk about Chick-fil-A a little extra in the broadcast.
What's your go-to?
So, I mean, the old school nuggets, they're absolutely delicious. But if you go in there and get you a old spicy chicken sandwich.
See, that's my thing. I'm very much a.
And then I'll just order it how it comes and then give the pickles to whoever else. I'm not a pickle person.
So I do that, but tomatoes instead of the pickles.
So, you go deluxe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't go deluxe.
Which, if you're taking the tomatoes off, I don't know what the point of doing the deluxe is, but
that's
what we
right.
do.
I think cheese is on there or something.
Yeah,
so.
that's what it is.
But yeah, so delicious. And I got to go with Chick-fil-A sauce. Oh, so good. I already had dinner and it's making me hungry. But I am a foodie, so we can always talk about
You
food.
very much are, yeah.
All right, free kick for about 40 yards out. And goal kick.
It's funny, something you had mentioned earlier. I think people have very much, they'll make jokes about soccer and people flopping and everything, but it is a very physical sport.
Oh, yeah, it's physical. Uh-oh, that's a corner kick. Faith family, nice cross.
Get that out of there.
And they lasered it over.
Would have been good for 3 in the other football, though.
That's right. He launched it. It would have been about a 30-yard field goal. But I guess it deflected because they are lined up for another corner kick.
It's got to be number 4 or 5 at least for Faith family.
But I'm okay if they're going to contest and get it a little deflection on a shot like that. Totally fine with that. I'd rather have another corner than a goal being put in. And another corner kick coming up.
That's number 20, Eric Rodriguez, again, the kicker for the Wildcat football team.
He had a pretty good season.
He did. Yeah, and luckily just a sophomore, so we'll get a couple more years from him.
I watched a few of the away games. Actually, all the away games.
All of them, huh?
We come to the home games, obviously, but don't want to miss out.
Yeah, can't stress that enough. If you can make it in person to support any of the Wildcat or Lady Cat teams, please do so. We're here for winning if you can.
So they are really doing a nice job of possessing. We're really chasing it right now. They're remaining really calm, finding the opening, and they're really making it difficult for us.
Yeah, handling the pressure very well so far.
So just using good ball skills to get out of trouble. I mean, we were right on its heels, and they're just finding ways. Now I like it. We're tracking them, but here they are playing back to their keeper. Look at the width coming. They've got some options here to go wide or play it up the middle. They're going wide, and they are a very good possession team. You can tell, but they're going to make some runs too. And but the possession style soccer, man, it creates some options for you when it's time to make a run.
Yeah, I feel like that's got a frustrated defense at a certain point.
Oh, yeah, chasing the ball around, it's exhausting. When you're not controlling the pace of the play and you're chasing it around, that's where the – yeah, there you go, a bouncer.
Not a bad effort there.
Not a bad effort. But that's where off-season training, back to what we were talking about, and physicality is one thing, but just being in good old-fashioned shape because these guys are doing a lot of running. But then again, too, you're going to have a bench to where everybody is in shape, and there's going to be some fresh guys coming off, get some breathers. So I'd see some other players coming in and rotate before. I don't think we've had any subs yet that I've seen, but we've been talking about chicken sandwiches and things I could have missed.
It's very true. While we got a second, I want to give a big shout out to our friends over at Sabo Provisions. They go above and beyond to create an extraordinary shopping experience for their valued customers. Their store is not your ordinary men's boutique. It's a paradise for the modern gentleman seeking style, relaxation, and enjoyment all in one place. Go see them on the square where we've had a lot of people ask us about the new hoodies and sweatshirts and stuff. That is the one place you can find those, is at Sabo.
And there's no camera in here, but that's what I'm wearing tonight.
It is what you're wearing,
It's a
yeah.
Chad's Media hoodie. It's pretty slick.
I love those hoodies.
Got it
I'm a
at
big
Sabo.
fan. I got the sweatshirt as well. I'm a big fan of the sweatshirt.
I've
I'm
been
wearing the sweatshirt right now, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. We all came prepared.
I've really enjoyed. I got a membership at Sabo, and so
Oh, are
it's
you on
pretty
the
neat.
husband daycare?
I'm
huh?
on the husband
Nice.
daycare. As a matter of fact, my wife and daughter went shopping, and I said I'm going to husband daycare.
Nice.
But I like to enjoy a cigar occasionally. They have some good cigars, and the selection's about to get even more. So it's a pretty neat little place.
It's an
They have a
awesome
lot of cool
place to
stuff.
be, especially on a Saturday. We got to do a live remote there one day, the day of Texas OU, and it's just a fun place to hang out.
Yeah. Was that the steak cook-off day?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
So I was supposed to come down there, but it's in the middle of trying to make steaks. So I was like, I can't
a
come
little
down there.
preoccupied.
That's right. I love Chad's Media, but, you know,
Right. Priorities, man. Steak cook-off happens once a year,
that's it.
unless you're Woody, and then about every weekend you got something going on.
Not every weekend. I'm actually doing my last 2 this weekend, and it'll put me at 25 of them for the year.
Nice.
Usually it tones down once soccer starts.
So every other weekend is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
It's a lot during the spring and summer, and then a little fewer and far between. But it's like the Texas State Championship, a pretty big deal down in
Oh,
Liberty.
wow.
So
Good luck with that.
we have a soccer game the girls do on Friday night, so I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna get up in like 4:30 in the morning and
Ooh.
head down there on Saturday morning. So it'll be worth it though if you like.
See,
cooking
Anna, if you're
steaks.
ever questioning how much this guy loves you, it sounds like a lot.
I could be doing a lot worse things.
It's a little over 10 minutes left here in this first half.
All right, so I was mistaken. So there were some subs because Jackson was off and came back in, and a couple other guys. So they probably need a breather. They've been running quite a bit. But look, they're right all over them.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 3 guys right here. We need to release that ball. It's a 1v3 type situation. It's going to be tough to win that battle because these guys are all skilled. We can stay organized and give our team some options. That's going to be the best bet.
Yeah, I would love to see the ball stay on this side for majority
We
of the
had
rest of this
that.
half.
We had that going, but
Mhm.
momentum is a big thing, and it definitely changed. And so, but personnel changes too. You know, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. There's a whole lot of factors that factor into momentum, and scoring goals is one of the biggest. So, all right, lost the ball, won the ball back, and we've lost it one more time, but got a foul called. Got
I was
clipped there at the end.
kind of waiting for that, but they
Yeah,
did end
he
up getting it.
He got clipped there at the end.
Just 9:03 left in the half. Shout out to all of our camera operators. Now we got Jeremy Delorge on this one right here.
So that's always the here you go. Here's the counterattack coming. And so there's the through ball I was telling you about, Tyler. They just split the defenders, but it went out really wide, so we were able to adapt. Where you get into a bad situation when you get a through ball slip through and there's nobody and it's just you
See,
and the
they
keeper.
still almost had numbers there. It was almost a 4-on-3 for a second, but recovered
But
well.
they did the through ball had a little too much oomph on it. So, but if you get one through and their forward is past your last defender and it's 1v1 with a keeper, it's bad news. So that they did a good job of recovering there, making sure that didn't happen. But so if you see there's not anything, moving the ball forward. They just gave the ball up, but they're finding feet very, very consistently, and that's what's been a problem for us. So here we go. We're sending it back to our keeper.
Yeah, it hasn't
Their
been
keeper.
much sloppiness out of this Faith family team.
No,
Would very much expect this a team that, like we said, went to the regional quarterfinal last year. I would think
oh yeah,
definitely have the potential to be able to do that again.
and at that level too, that's a very, very good level of soccer. And I don't know how many they have returning or what have you, but you can tell they stay organized. That's the big thing, a good indicator. And they have some people that can finish and put the ball in the back of the net. Keeper's confident. You can tell this kid knows what he's doing. He's really patrolling that line knows exactly where the line is and owns it. Called his players off.
Yeah, we've seen that a number of times from us so far.
Then we've got a Vuvuzela down there in the crowd.
Love that. That's maybe my favorite part of the atmosphere with soccer.
Oh, yeah, we like it.
I would have almost assumed you were one of those guys.
You know, when Anna was a freshman, I had the little Vuvuzela out, but then I just kind of – it wasn't my thing anymore. So I just like
Bring
to
it
go
up to
sit
the
in the
press
stands.
box sometime, I think. We need to get your
You
skills
would,
with
those,
it on air.
Those are so loud, you would not love that.
That's fair.
You wouldn't love it. It's a lot less stressful.
Yeah, Faith Family's been doing that all night. They were doing it during the JV game earlier.
Yeah.
They came prepared.
So see, they're staying spread out. They've got options every single time. Now you're going to watch their they're using the width. Very, very calm. But we're doing a good job of pressing. We're making them make decisions, but they're finding people in white and working it up the field. So that's the whole thing. They're using possession to find their way up the field, not forcing it up the field. A lot of times, you know, in high school soccer, boys are there's the through ball, and he is onside, and he shanked it. Thank goodness.
Real quick, while we got a second, I want to shout out our friends at Essential Business Solutions. Your organization's network and IT problems can come out of nowhere. Let Essential Business Solutions do all the IT work for you. From managed IT services, disaster recovery, and backup solutions, new hardware and other IT services as needed. Give them a call at 903-335-7581. Essential Business Solutions, they make technology accessible.
All right. Got about 5 minutes left in the half. Figuring out a way to slip one in right before halftime. Boy, that would be a good momentum shift.
That would be.
We'll take a PK, a set piece, a broken down defensive play, however we can get it.
Yeah, and to Sulphur Springs' credit, it's not like they've wasted a lot of opportunities or anything.
No, we've had some opportunities down there. They are doing a good job. We are chasing, and they are possessing. But here we go. We're that's where we need to take advantage of it. And back in their position.
Yeah, this first half went down quickly, just 4:20 left. Y'all don't go anywhere. We got a good halftime show brought to you by A&S.
Now, I will tell you, there's a lot of different styles. My personal favorite, they're playing a possession style right now. It is fun to watch. When you have passes and they're not in any hurry and they're really calm under pressure and just moving the ball around, it's fun to watch. It's not fun when you're on the receiving end of it, but it is fun, really fun to watch. You can tell that these boys have played some soccer before.
Yeah, I feel like of all the things in all the different sports, that would have to be one of the more frustrating, playing against that.
Yeah, I would think so.
And then before you know it, you lose your composure. Maybe you allow an easy goal or something.
Right. And that happened. We had one goal was 100% earned, the other one was a mistake, but they all count the same. And so that's just part of it, and they've got to be able to recover from it and everything. But it is fun to watch. Now that's not necessarily the way we play. We play more of the quick passing and counterattacking style. The way we play, if we get a little breakaway on a counter, it's going to be beautiful to watch down here.
Which you may have mentioned already, and if you did, I apologize. But you said Lady Cats won 1-0 last night. Who had the goal in that one?
That was Haley Schultz.
Nice.
She had a cleanup goal down close to theirs. We had a ricochet off the keeper, had a nice save, and she just put it in and finished. And that's all about being in position and be ready for it when the opportunity comes. So we had, I think I was telling you earlier, we had 16 or so shots on goal, I believe. They had one or two, and sometimes they just don't go in. A few crossbars hit, and you just couldn't get them to go in.
That's one of those where you win 1-0, but it feels a lot more dominating than that.
It did, and we're missing two key players right now, and so we felt real good about it, considering we didn't have a full-strength team as well. So good game for the second game of the season. It's an important one. All right, here they go, working it up the field again.
Yeah, they very well might get another chance here.
So they're just finding the open players, pretty regularly.
Yeah, they seem to be very smart as well, seeing nothing's there and just bringing it back out. Slowing down. Under 2 minutes left in the half now.
All right, right there on the right wing coming down.
Yeah, they all seem confident in their handling ability.
Oh, yeah.
Who do the Lady Cats have? You said game Friday night.
Friday night, it's a varsity only, and we have Tyler High coming into Sulphur Springs again. It seems like last year we didn't have very many home games, but we have a bunch of them this year, which I'm not complaining about that at all. So they're going to come in and give our girls another chance at some looks there as well. And then I think we're playing it's not on the schedule, but I believe we're playing Sunnyvale on Monday. I think there's a quick little change is what I've heard, but we'll get the official word out.
I mention this pretty much every single time I'm on air, but it's been a really fun year for all Lady Cat teams. I mean, volleyball was fun. This girls' basketball team's a lot of fun. Obviously, Lady Cat soccer and softball are both a lot of fun to watch.
And just outside, thank goodness. Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun being a sports parent, and when your kid has is on the team and has a vested interest in these things, whether it be football or girls soccer or Lady Cats volleyball or what have you. It is a joy to be a part of. And we lost a handful of seniors, but we're a relatively young team. We have a lot of youth coming up, and really a handful of seniors this year. I don't know the exact amount. I probably should know that, but we're going to be a pretty good team this year, I have a feeling.
Yeah, very high expectations for Lady Cats this year.
That's about it for this half.
Yeah, that'll do it for the first half. Don't go anywhere. We have a halftime show brought to you by A&S Air Conditioning. Are you having problems finding comfort in your own space? Let A&S find a perfect solution for your heating and cooling needs. They've been providing affordable heating and AC repair for over 31 years. Give them a call today at 903-885-8072. And while we're at it, I'm going to hear quick words from them.
A&S Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated hometown air conditioning business. We have been serving the heating and cooling needs of Hopkins and surrounding counties for over 31 years. We work hard to provide award-winning customer service on every call, and our friendly service techs are available 24 hours a day. We offer the industry's highest-rated products, servicing all brands. Whether it's new or existing, residential or commercial, A&S Air Conditioning is here to serve you. Call us today at 903-885-8072 and let us help make your home or business comfortable and more efficient.
Again, thank you all so much for spending your Tuesday night with us here on Front Porch News and Chad's Media. Woody and I are going to break down everything that we've seen so far from this first half of action. But before we do, I want to give a shout-out to our friends at Clayton Homes. Clayton Homes of Sulphur Springs is dedicated to helping you find the perfect manufactured or modular home for your family. Whether you're still researching or ready to find your dream home today, their team is committed to answering any questions you may have. Visit ClaytonSulphurSprings.com or give them a call at 903-438-0820 to see how they can make your family's dreams come true. And speaking of, Clayton Homes of Sulphur Springs is also hiring home building team members. Home building team members starting pay is $22 an hour with opportunities to grow. They provide excellent benefits, including paid time off to support causes that you care about. Join their team and build your career with Clayton. If you're interested in applying today, call 903-439-0242. Woody, this has been a really fun Faith family team to watch so far.
Yeah, I mean, they're good. I mean, and there's been parts of this game where we've hung right with them. And for, I'd say, the 50% of the first half, we were playing right there, and it was a pretty evenly matched game. But as soon as that second goal went in, something changed with the momentum. Obviously, goals, when that happens, that's just a very obvious statement I made. But, I mean, they really turned it up from a possession standpoint. And possession just meaning it looks like they're playing keep away out there. Very calm. We're pressing them. It's not like we're not going after the ball and trying to get it away, but they are maintaining possession under pressure, very calm, staying organized. And that's fun soccer to watch, and it's hard to defend against.
Which you had mentioned after that first goal, which happened just 2.5 minutes into the game, the Wildcats did bounce back pretty well, I thought. I mean, the second goal didn't come to, maybe the 20-minute mark or even later than that.
Something
but
like that.
They definitely did bounce back well. And even for, there was a 5-10 minute stretch there where they had possession for a majority of that.
Right. So that's just part of it. I would imagine Coach Upton's just saying, "Hey guys, it's a great team, but we're a good team too." Mm-hmm. And so 2-0. I mean, I don't know why they say that, but what they say, 2-0 is the most dangerous score in soccer.
Do they really?
So I mean, that's just a deal where I guess you can get feel real good about it and things like that. But at the same time, we can come right back out, and if we can find a way to put one in the back of the net, that is going to be a big difference then. I mean, momentum can shift right back.
You don't feel super comfortable or anything, but yeah, definitely could see where that would be the case. While we got a second, I want to give a big shout out to our buddy Josh Boatman. He is your local and trusted insurance agent. With a family of his own, he understands the importance of protecting the ones who matter the most. He also understands that no two families need the same coverage. That's why he'll make sure to customize plans to fit your specific needs. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, Josh has you covered. Give him a call today. What are we hoping to see more of from the Wildcats this second half? Or what adjustments are we hoping to see maybe?
You know, you can't control how well they possess the ball. I mean, they're just going to be good at it. But what you can do, you know, they're gonna make mistakes inevitably anyway. Both teams are, but Faith Family's going to make some mistakes, and we've got to be able to maintain a little possession on our own. There's been a couple times where we've cut off their through ball or won a ball, and we give it right back, and that's just part of soccer as well. But we need to be able to find the feet. The Wildcats need to find their teammates' feet and work the ball up just like they always do and create those chances of their own. Have bona fide, shots on goal, which they had several of those as well. But the big thing, set pieces. They got to figure out a goal from it might be a corner kick, it might be a free kick. Mm-hmm. But, doesn't scare me when you're dribbling around inside the box. That might be a PK type situation, but that's what we've got to count on. And so they can possess all night long, but if they give up a goal on a set piece, that might be the difference where we can get a little mojo back.
Yeah, I was going to say I feel pretty good about, for the most part, what you've seen defensively. Just haven't seen enough possession, honestly. There's been a couple times where you get a couple good looks, just can't execute with it. But, yeah, I would definitely like to see, like you're saying, more of some set pieces.
And if you think about, against some of the teams like in the smaller districts and things like that, the further you get away from the Metroplex, man, you can long ball something and send it to your best athlete and they can go pass it in. That's not working against this team.
Right.
You can do we tried to do some longer balls, some through ball type scenarios, and their back line's very solid. They're not falling for it, and it's going to be a tough deal. We're going to have to earn our opportunity through possession and work it up the field and try to find a shot from. If you look out, it's 18 yards from the goalkeeper's line to the outside of the box. That's where they need to try to strike a shot, see if they can get one in.
Already halfway through this halftime. During the regular season, is it also 10 minutes, or what is the halftime length on that? Do you know?
I don't know the answer to that. I mean, we go to these games all the time, and I feel like
it's the last thing you're paying attention to.
It's usually when I'm going to take a little break myself or chit-chat about what's been going on.
Run the concession stand.
And I didn't even know, was it a 40-minute? Did it start?
Yes.
Was it 35? So ours were 35s, but normally we're playing 40-minute halves, in the regular season type games. But we did 35s.
Yeah, I believe it was 40. Yeah, it was, because the goal is at like 37.50-ish. So.
In the club ball world, we'll play 45-minute halves. That's pretty standard in there. But high school ball, 40 minutes. So
the difference in 45 and that extra 5 minutes each half, I feel like is huge.
Yeah, and then the big thing too is you have a play clock in regular non-high school soccer. You're playing a 45-minute half with extra time at the referee's discretion. And so, you could be playing 50 minutes a half, depending on, any injury timeouts or anything else.
Before you know, you're playing 100 minutes of soccer.
I mean, it happens. Some of those English Premier League games, they're having 8-10 minutes of extra time added on each half. It's pretty wild these days.
It is true. As we get closer to the second half, I want to give a big shout out to our friends over at Gary's Pest Control. They help homeowners and business owners control bug and pest infestations all throughout East Texas. They immediately assess and address current pest infestations and help you prevent them from happening again in the future. Give them a call today at 966-588-3279. You mentioned like the Premier League and everything. Do y'all watch a good bit of that?
We don't have our day planned around or anything like that, but we wake up on a weekend and it's on, pretty regularly. I mean, it's fun to go watch. I enjoy it. Now, obviously, when, we make it a little more of a point when MLS is playing these days because Messi signed with Inter Miami, and it was just
How has that gone, by the way? I haven't.
Oh, man, he just made him a instant contender right off the bat.
Did he?
I mean, it just, scoring goals and setting up. I mean, just unbelievable if you watch
He's
this
made
guy
a huge
play.
difference.
Yeah.
Nice.
But he has a couple other of his, teammates from back in the Barcelona days, and it's like a old school dream team they have going on in
Is it
Miami.
really?
And so it's wild if you pay attention to that stuff. I mean, people are paying, the ticket prices skyrocketed, and people are paying an exorbitant amount of money to go watch him play. They might not even be a Miami fan, but like if he comes to Dallas, it would be sold out, and it would be the absolute nuttiest thing ever. And he got injured, so it's a couple times where people were buying tickets and then he ended up not playing. You just don't know how things are going to work. So anyway.
Before we resume for the second half, real quick, want to hear some words from our friends over at the Way Bible Church.
Hey there, Sulphur Springs Wildcats. Pastor Joel T. here from the Way Bible Church, and we are beyond excited to support you in all things this year. Whether it's on the field, in the classroom, or in your personal lives, we are here cheering you on every step of the way. Also, we want to extend an invitation to each and every one of you to join us at the Way Bible Church on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. or 10:45 a.m., also on Wednesday nights at 6:15 p.m. At the Way, we are all about experiencing life change. We have a vibrant community awaiting to welcome you with open arms. Join us at the Way Bible Church, and let's embark on this journey of transformation together. Let's go Wildcats.
Almost ready for the second half of action here tonight. I was going to say this. It's easy for me to say I'm in the booth, but still pretty nice weather for soccer season, I feel like.
I was just looking down here, and so you do have the blankets out and the puffy coats out, so I think it's gotten a little chillier since we first got up here.
Sitting in the bleachers might not be a ton of fun.
But this is pretty good weather though. But it's about to get pretty chilly. I went out the other night. It was a Sunday night, I believe, and it was in the 30s outside. I was like, my gosh! But it was actually better weather last night.
Yeah, that's too cold. Anything below like 40, I'm out on, man. I don't.
My old saying, whatever in soccer, whatever your app says the temperature is outside, it's 10 degrees cooler.
Really?
I mean, it's just happening. There's nothing blocking, the north side over here, and it definitely gets chilly. And me being bald-headed, if I don't have a toboggan on,
I figured you were a big beanie guy, probably.
Oh, I have to be.
Again, thank you to our friends over at A&S for bringing the halftime show to you. I'm very excited to see how quickly these two teams start the second half. Like you mentioned earlier, the first 5-10 minutes, really a lot of intensity, and we saw that in the first half with Fay Family scoring about 2.5 minutes into the game. I'd love to see Sulphur Springs get on that kind of roll.
And if you notice, you asked this question earlier, do you think their style of play is going to change? Well, Faith Family started, I mean, it was really intense, both sides going, boom, pinging passes, pressing forward, pressing. But then as the half went on, they slowed it down and just possessed and controlled, they basically controlled how fast and the pace of the game was going and slowed it way down. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting half for us, and it's not going to be an easy one, but anything can happen in soccer.
You mentioned their possession style of play. It's a lot of fun to watch. I mean, they're very good at it, very skilled with the ball. They're a lot of fun to watch. Real quick, before we get the second half rolling, I want to tell you whether it's routine maintenance, pool repairs, or equipment installation, Weary Pools has you covered. They take care of the hard work so you can dive in and have fun. Call it a day because when it comes to your pool, only the best will do. So 40 more minutes of soccer here.
Yeah, got it coming up. So that answers our question, is a 40-minute half.
It does.
Can you imagine playing for 80 minutes? I'd need an ice bath for the next 3 days.
Not at this point in my life. I don't think I'm built for that anymore.
And you're young. What do you, I mean, if it was me,
depends on who you ask. Anna probably doesn't think so, but
she thinks it's all right, I imagine. All right. Keepers are ready. And here we go. To quote Dak Prescott.
Here we go. Yeah, it's been tough times as the quote-unquote resident Dak hater for me.
Are you a Dak hater?
No, I'm not a Dak hater. I do get called one a lot. My defense is if he had been playing like this whole time, I wouldn't have ever had anything negative to say.
Well, let's talk about that right quick because, football is football.
True.
Kellen Moore, it seems to be the problem because he's not there anymore. And now we've got a West Coast offense going, and Dak Prescott doesn't hang on to the ball and get sacked every time.
I'm the first to admit when I'm right, so I'm also the first to admit when I'm wrong. I really thought, I was like, why are we firing Kellen Moore? He's good at this. No, it turns out maybe he needed to go.
Yeah.
And I really didn't think McCarthy was going to be a good play caller, and he actually has been a very good play caller.
I bet it blows your mind when you hear MVP conversations.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, if the season ended today, he is the MVP.
Yeah.
And I would love to see him hold on. I'll never be able to say anything negative again, but I would love to see it happen.
I've got a buddy that does not like the Rangers, does not like the Cowboys, does not like the Longhorns. So I'm hoping for the trifecta this year, so he'll have to be.
Can you imagine how obnoxious we would be as Dallas fans?
He's going to be in sports hell for the next few years if that were to happen. So I'm rooting for those three teams.
I plan on mentioning this Rangers World Series every chance I get for the remainder of time. So waited entirely too long for that.
I was the president of Rotary Club the year that Texas A&M Commerce won a Division II national championship in 2017, and I brought it up almost every single Thursday at Rotary meetings. It was fun times, good time to be a Lion.
Good call.
Hasn't been as fun lately this year.
No. Yeah, that's a big jump to D1. It's tough.
It was tough for sure.
Real quick, while we got a second, I want to shout out our friends at Jayhawk Chevrolet. They have the most awarded vehicles at the most awarded dealership. Their knowledgeable sales staff is ready to help you find the car of your dreams. They're even such big supporters of the Sulphur Springs Wildcats that they're located on Wildcat Way. Find new roads at Jayhawk Chevrolet, and remember, don't overpay. Go see Jay. Just get that out of there.
All right, got a little foul called, so kind of jumbled up down there. I didn't see exactly what was happening, but
Gotta say, I'm obviously biased, but as someone who's been broadcasting games all over the state for the last couple of years, football, soccer, the Prim is just a great place to be.
Hey, so we played Cattle Mills last night, the Lady Cats. I know we've mentioned it on the broadcast a couple times. So I've got one of my best friends in the world. They're from Cattle Mills. They have a daughter that's a senior, but she doesn't play soccer or anything. They just came to watch Anna, and they have some friends from Caddo that were playing. And he was saying, man, when did y'all upgrade this stadium? I was like, upgrade? Built this thing, man. This is awesome. Football is the prime time deal in Texas, obviously. But, having a kid that plays a sport where we take advantage of this, the indoor facility, things of that nature as well, it's nice. And, and we've gone down to 4A, and you see some stadiums that aren't,
right.
We were very fortunate. And I think some people don't realize how good we have it.
It's also learning from broadcasting, doing anything live. I mean, you get to some of those places. Obviously, I'm not going to say any names, but you get to certain places, and it's like, I don't know if we literally have the resources to put on a live broadcast.
Oh, I know. I watched a Wildcat football game, and I'm not going to mention any names either, but y'all were in the stands because there wasn't a broadcast booth for you.
Yep.
Y'all still did a pretty good job.
Appreciate that. It sounds like, okay, who cares, but it does make it a bit tougher.
Oh, I'd
imagine. You got people bumping into you and knocking stuff over.
Oh, my gosh. That's the kind of one we would –
Yep.
When it kind of mucks it up and people diving all over the place, man, if we can put a toe on it, or that's the kind of ball we need.
I mean, that would have been –
Hey, man, we've ramped up the physicality a little bit. We're not just going to let them have anything for free. I like it.
How big would it have been to get one of those back 3 minutes into the half?
That would have been pretty amazing. But they're right on us too, but we're right on them back. I like it. If we can keep this intensity level up, and I mean, essentially do the same thing to them, but it's we're almost looking like you're a basketball guy, full court press. We're right on them every time they get it. Now, being able to sustain that for an entire 40 minutes, probably not realistic, but right now, I think they're trying to start fast, see if we can, cut the lead in half.
I'm glad you mentioned the basketball reference and not me, because so many times I'm almost like, oh, that's like blank, and I'm like, no one needs to hear my basketball.
It is. I mean, because the casual fan, I'm not an expert at soccer. I just watched a lot of it my whole life. But the casual fan, some people don't know it as well. They're just watching friends or family members play. So
true.
So, all right, they got time now. So they got plenty of options here. So that's what I was kind of talking about. We did, worked it up the field, gave it right back. Now here they are, and they're back in the exact same spot they started with. So now here's where we've got it, and we turned it over there. But that's where we got to take advantage. Stay calm, work it up the field, and Who is that? Is that Garrett?
That is Garrett Robinson.
Garrett Robinson.
Yeah.
He's got some wheels on him.
Good effort from him.
I felt like that kid was about to get a breakaway, and he closed up on him.
Yeah, I think he's someone whose name will be mentioned a ton this year.
Yep. But that's what you need. The strength of the center backs, I'd say 2 of the most important positions on the field because they can make or break you. If we didn't have that awareness and speed back there right now, that would probably been another goal. They could have just dribbled it up and passed it in.
I think we're about to see them start going back to that possession style.
So you see their keeper. Their keeper is playing 35 yards out of his box. So basically, he's an additional possession guy. So that tells me he's confident. He has ball skills. I mean, he is. They're not concerned. It's not risky to them. But I mean, if you don't, some keepers they'll play back and they won't come off their line at all. But they've got a whole nother level of options there, and they're using them consistently. All right, so now we turn over and we got a foul called on us. Or no, okay, we got it for us.
Going quick.
All right, so that's going to be about 30 yards out. So this is the set piece,
Yeah.
Can we serve one up and get a body part on it?
Be your first opportunity to do so in a minute. So we got Eric Rodriguez here.
That's the kicker?
Yes.
So that makes sense. You have a guy with a big leg to serve it up. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Man, we mention it about once a week during football season, but he has a very big leg.
Oh, he was just trying to go for it, and that was a great shot. I thought that was going upper 90.
Real quick, while we wait for this one, shout out Triple Crown Roofing. They are your local roofing experts from repairs to complete roofing systems. With competitive prices and free consultation, they are the easy choice when it comes to roofing. Contact Triple Crown Roofing today at 903-689-0800. Triple Crown Roofing. Roofing done right. Also want to give a big shout out to Area Wide Paving. They are a recognized leader serving local customers with residential and commercial asphalt paving for driveways, roads, and parking lots. They've been the standard in asphalt paving in Hopkins County for over 20 years now. From new installation to maintenance and repairs, rely on Area Wide Paving to bring experience and value to your project. So we're about starting to get to that mark where you were mentioning about 10 minutes in. Wildcats still going pretty aggressive here.
And that was a clean tackle. Nothing wrong with that. There's some hollering, but that was a good clean tackle. They came away with the ball.
That's one of those, if it's your team, you're probably going to complain a little bit, but.
All right, here we go. Here we go. And the ref is out of position, and that was off, it looks like. But nice shot. He looked off by about a leg length.
Yeah,
but
that was number 21, Michael Rodriguez.
But that's
a good look.
Virtually impossible for the ref to be in a position to be able to call that when it's a one ref crew. I mean, so that's where you got to take advantage of it and know, what kind of options you got.
One ref crew, that man's getting his cardio in.
Oh my goodness! I hope he ate some pasta last night.
Had to load up.
So there you go. Nice tackle, Garrett Robinson, and he got fouled after that, and the ball wasn't even in 10 yards away. So putting them under a little duress back there, you start kicking the ball out of bounds, it just gives them an opportunity to reset. If you see a defense that just choose to kick it out of bounds instead of playing that possession, they were under some pressure. So that's a good thing, and we need to keep it keep the pressure on them. So something tells me that's what Alexi said at halftime. Y'all got to dial it up if y'all want to try to be in this game.
There it is. I was waiting for that, literally.
Okay, so now
pulled Eric down by his jersey.
So what I'm doing, I'm sending the kicker up there and saying, put it on the frame and go get us a goal. That would change literally everything. You got a kid. I mean, he shot it from, it was about 30 yards out, but from an angle, probably 35 or more out. So he's going to be able to. He really did get a good look.
Yeah.
Out there. Is that him too?
No, this could be Brian Medina.
Okay. I'm sure he'll do just fine also.
Also a sophomore.
Something tells me Brian Medina can put it in the net from here. And it gets blocked a little bit, but come on, let's get a shot off, guys.
There you go.
Yeah, that was a foul.
Yeah. Real quick, want to shout out to our friends at Muddy Jake's. They are your home for delicious food and the best sports entertainment with a lively atmosphere, friendly service, and great prices. Muddy Jake's is the perfect place to watch all the Sulphur Springs Wildcats games. really go for like a shaved ribeye from Muddy Jake's right now.
Oh,
Nice.
man. What's your go-to?
That or the stuffed grilled cheese, both very good. And obviously their wings are good too.
I get wings there, but I like the buffalo chicken quesadillas. I like that.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Sometimes I'll do that while they're pretty delicious.
We are getting some subs here.
All right, nice ball. Man, defender coming up, contesting, very nice, and it's making it difficult for this kid, so goal kick, Sulphur Springs. No, corner kick.
I think he'll take the corner from there for sure.
Yeah. It is really hard to tell from up here. It looked like a goal kick, but I'm not down there. That ref was right there.
Some good defense there from Eric.
Yeah. All right, so little foul there. Getting out of trouble. But you have these 30 yards out. We can clearly put it on target from there. Something like that could change every dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And so our guys are playing right with them. This team is very technically skilled, and we just got to count on one of their mistakes and one of their passes. We're taking advantage of a couple of times, but like this is they're not scared. See, so we put a little pressure on them. Our center forward pressured the stuff out of that keeper right there, and he just made a mistake and kicked out of bounds. Got a little panic, so that's it. They're playing really, really aggressively with that keeper.
Bringing the intensity.
So the more that keeper, the more yardage he comes out, and the more often he comes out, the harder I'm pressing.
Uh-huh.
But
like you're saying, you take advantage of one mistake, and
he could mishandle it with a little pressure and a game changer there. Now, how many minutes can we sustain that? We've been playing 13 minutes into the second half at a pretty aggressive pace. How much gas are we going to have in the tank?
regardless of the outcome, would love to see the Wildcats find the back of the net here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So I think even if the score ended right as it is now, 2-0, if you kept the pressure up, I'd feel pretty good about what I accomplished here.
Look at that. Oh, no. I thought I might get a foul, but that didn't happen. It wasn't happening for us on that one.
Been a pretty physical game as a whole, but the second half even.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we've got numbers back there. That's fine. And we gave it back up. That's where we need to stay calm. And so here we got our opportunity back. But we're doing a good job of winning balls. They've got a tough offense to deal with, but we're capitalizing on some of their mishandling a little bit, a couple of opportunities. So, but that's what happens. I think we kind of hung back and let them pass it around on us first half, and now we're making them think quicker.
Number 10, that was J.J. Gomez, another sophomore for this team. A lot of sophomores getting a lot of minutes here.
Yeah, and hey, you're doing a good job of using the names. I don't know as many of the kids and everything, but I mean, every kid, if they're going to listen to this thing and hear their name called and playing under the bright lights, that's pretty special. So
absolutely,
good job on that. So here we go. So that's where. We had an opportunity to cut the play. We kind of kickballed it and gave it right back to the defense. And so we're right back under duress. And so that's where we got to stay calm, go win balls, and try not to give it right back to them. But that's part of it. It's a frantic pace. It's very physical right now this half.
Yeah, I don't expect that to change too much.
But here they are. They're finding the width. Here's this runner. Watch them ping it. Oh! I thought they were going to send it over there to their left back that was going over. There they are. They found him. So I'm trying to find the drummer boy because I really enjoy the music.
I couldn't find him either, but I think maybe down here in the stands a little bit. Corey and Jeremy had pointed it out to me earlier, but couldn't find them. While we have a moment, want to give a shout out to our friends at Hooten's Hardware. They offer a wide variety of tools, materials, and supplies for your home, business, and outdoor projects and repairs. With over 40,000 square feet of materials in stock, they're sure to have everything you need for any job. They only carry the highest quality products because your satisfaction is their top priority. Hooten's Hardware. They're more than just nuts and bolts.
On the concrete.
Oh, gotcha. Anna got us.
On the concrete.
Oh, yeah.
You going to become a drum guy?
Man, I like that.
Do you want him to become a drum guy? Would you appreciate that?
I want to borrow the snare drum.
Pretty good on the snare?
No. You think Spencer Emmert would let me borrow some percussion equipment?
Might have to ask. I don't know.
Just give me some scraps, some of the older stuff.
Something y'all aren't using.
All right, so we're about 39 yards out, 38 yards out from so asking for a lot. They're going to get their 10 yards or so. Very, very. You'll see some kids stand there right in front of the ball just to, not give them an opportunity to, just to make sure your defense is ready and set up. Oh my gosh, the goalpost god saved us there.
That would have been nice. Obviously not for the Wildcats.
No, it was a great shot. We had a few of those.
I would have had to replay that one. I'll be honest with you.
We had a few of those last night, man. That were dingers right off the crossbar, and it's just part of the game too. But they make for a beautiful goal when those dudes go in.
Trying to get it up there to one Santa Cruz.
So if you watch their keeper, he's playing up quite a bit, being real involved in the game. He's looking for some passes, and I would imagine there's going to be some passes going back to him. But make no bones about it, this team wants to score again. I already know that.
Yeah, we have seen less of that this half of them getting back to the keeper, but
and that went wide. Thank goodness.
While we got a minute, want to shout out our friends at Cody Drug. They provide a unique and personalized experience that big chain pharmacies just can't match. They also offer vaccines and B12 shots. Be sure to take advantage of their convenient delivery services as well. Make the easy transfer to Cody Drug today. And if you go in there, there's a good chance you'll see me in there getting a B12 shot. Mind your business,
Nice. Huh. And if you'll look, there's about 6 Faith Family kids warming up right now, so they might be making a mass sub. We've subbed several kids in. There's been a lot of different variety of minutes being played, so that's something that could change too. If you put in 6 kids at once, that might change a lot of their dynamics. So we'll see what kind of depth they have. That might be an opportunity for us as well.
That's a very good point. That's why we pay you the big bucks, Woody.
That's right.
Bringing that inside.
Well, there's some kids getting fired up down here. I like it. Really heavy touch from Faith Family kid, and recovered well. But that's when you're the last defender and you don't make a good touch, and your keeper's playing out. Man, that makes you a little nervous as a fan if you're from the Faith Family standpoint. A lot of fouls.
A lot of fouls, yeah.
So we're trying to catch them sleeping, but they had us reset a little bit.
Yeah, Eric wanted to go quick. Almost midway through the second half.
Oh, and Garrett has got a head on it of some sort, but stopped it for sure.
Almost got a second look at it.
Wow. And goal kick. Nice run by. They're definitely pressing, and so the last 5, 6, 7 minutes. They've really been pressing. Before that, we were headed on their side of the field and playing physical, but and they could have backed off just based out of you can't continue to play that type of pressing defense for too terribly long. So they may have backed off purposely, but it definitely changed the game a little bit.
This number 1 right here, Juan Santa Cruz, he's a player I like to watch.
Is he a senior?
He is a senior, yeah.
I feel like I heard that name last year. I called a game or two. I feel like it's a familiar name.
Yeah, I believe one of the playoff games we did, he had a big game.
There you go.
Real quick, I want to tell everyone, at D&B Loans, they make the loan process easy. Their competitive rates and quick application process make them one of the largest in the industry. With over 30 years in the business, their team of loan experts will work with you to find the loan that fits your needs. They also offer the best furniture and appliances around with great financing and local delivery. Just visit their showroom or give them a call. D&B Loans is your local loan specialist. When you need cash, trust a hometown business.
All right, this is what we need. And this is who is this taking it? Oh no,
That
they
was
did the
Eric.
short kick.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice job by the keeper coming out. He just saved their team a goal. That was a nice little run we had there.
Yeah, one of the better looks we've gotten tonight.
So we just tried to force that up to Jackson Hare, and they cut it off. But I know they're trying to utilize his speed. That kid's quick.
Yeah, talking about making comparisons to different sports, I very much think of him in the same role that he plays in football, like someone, a deep threat, someone that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice run right here. But it is going to be, no, not too much. Now that will be. Goal kick, Wildcats.
Just 17:45 left. Or I very well just could have waited and told you that there was 17:38, but that's my bad for missing that opportunity, gang.
If I was guessing, I'd say at the 15-minute mark, you're going to see these boys from Faith Family go line up at the 50-yard line and getting ready to sub in. But that's just a wild guess. But
15-minute mark.
Yeah, 15-minute mark, pretty standard in a lot of cases. May not be true tonight, but I just watch them over there getting ready. Uh-oh, here we go. Let's make a run. And here we go again. And there's a little bit of trash talking.
Trash talking in scrimmages, I like it.
A little bit of trash talking. And we need to move that ball up about, oh, here we go, yeah.
Anna, you a trash talker at all? No. I didn't figure, but.
And so we just completely wasted an opportunity. We had they were not on there. They were not 10 yards away, and we kicked the ball anyway. And so that's when
For that, huh?
I don't know. I wasn't watching. I was watching the other side of the field. So I don't even.
Little bit of trash talking going on.
And that's part of the deal. As a ref, that's the toughest part. You got to draw a line in the sand because they were doing it right there before, and they let it go. And
do those
so,
carry over during scrimmages?
No, I don't
Okay.
believe so.
Gotcha. Well, that's good.
All right, so now they yellowed this guy too.
Nice. While we get all of this situated, I want to give a shout-out to our friends at Discount Wheel & Tire. Discount Wheel & Tire of Sulphur Springs offers a full line of Michelin tires. When you're looking for the right tire, the choice is easy. Michelin packs more science into their tires to bring together safety, durability, fuel efficiency, and performance without trade-offs. Match the right tire with the right service today. Discount Wheel & Tire, proudly serving our Wildcats for over 25 years. Not a trash talker, huh? I feel like Woody would be, but talk a little trash down there.
No, it depends. The stuff I'm involved with, I just
Do you
Not a lot.
during competitions?
absolutely
No.
not. Everybody's cool. Everybody's friends, and man,
Yeah, the couple times I've been around y'all, that was kind of the vibe I'd gotten. But
everybody like my state cook-off buddies. If I don't win, man, I'm really proud for my friends that do, and it's just different. There's so many variables. It's hard to do that. And I'm old, man. In my younger days, probably
Maybe.
so.
remind me to ask Slade that next time he's in here.
About what? If he
was,
Oh,
yeah.
I can already tell you that. Have you seen him play indoor soccer here?
I have not, but I've heard.
Oh, he takes his shirt off like tattoo.
Does he really?
Oh my God! Yeah. It's hilarious. It is funny. Now, if I play you in ping pong, I'm talking trash, dude.
That's fair.
I mean, but not state cook-offs or any of that stuff. And goal kick, Wildcats. everyone in white arguing their case on why it should have been a quarter kick, but
Gotta at least try to plead your case. I'm not mad at it. I don't know how much good it's going to do, but
I'd say 99.99% of the time, arguing your case for the ref doesn't change anything.
yeah,
Especially if you're hollering at him
true.
or her.
Is all I did at the high school level was umpire baseball, but yeah, if you're that's
Oh,
not-
you umped
Yeah.
high school baseball?
yeah, right when I was done playing college ball, I did.
So you heard it all.
Yeah. Granted, as a player, I was someone who did respectfully. I mean, you've met me. It's pretty
Yeah.
much all respectful, but a good bit of talking. So, I'll give
So
you
did
some
you-
leeway. But
I have one of my good buddies. He coached high school football, he reffed high school football, and then did a lot of softball and got up to the Division I. He called a game Baylor and
wow.
OU softball. He said
OU
that was the
softball?
most
That's huge.
nerve-wracking.
I bet.
He was behind the plate,
I
botched a call, heard it from everybody.
Yep,
and
they'll
he said
let
it
you
was
know about
nerve-wracking.
it.
So ref's not an easy job, and I remember that higher the level, I would imagine the more nerve-wracking.
Uh-huh. That or surprisingly at the low, like I had a very strict rule. I'm not doing T-ball. I'm not doing it. I'm not hearing these parents. I'm not. It's actually like some of the lower levels can be.
Yeah,
Absolute
and the
worst.
parents are usually, coaching
Uh-huh.
their kids and telling them the wrong stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the time,
usually,
the
but-
higher level you are, the parents they're also kind of, I don't want to say smarter, but they've been around it enough. Usually they aren't quite as hard to deal
So
with.
there you go. Put a little pressure on the keeper, and that's the second time he's done that. Passed it wide out of bounds, and I mean, it's still 2-0. And two pretty quick goals at the beginning of each half, and that's been the difference in this thing.
I got to point out Garrett Robinson. He plays tough.
Yeah. So good job. Wait for it. I mean, effortless. I like it. Just served it up like nothing.
12-12 left. Today's 12-12.
12-12. We got about 12 minutes left in this half.
I still think we might see a Wildcat goal here tonight before it's over.
Hey man, we talked about English Premier League games the other morning. I think it was a Sunday morning. I was watching the English Premier League game, and Anna had just gotten up, and I was watching it on the couch, and I'm like looking at this, and the team was down 2-1, and then she comes back from doing something, boom, 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 3-2, in the matter of like 4 minutes. It's crazy. I mean, what a little mojo can do. If they put one in the back of the net, can you imagine how wild and aggressive that these young men are going to be playing? I'm talking about our Wildcats.
Yeah, that'd be huge just moving into the next one. I very much think momentum carry over from game to game.
But, I mean, if this were to be a 2-0 game, I mean, that's respectable. They played a respectable game and, did not just get dominated or anything like that. I mean, you got to look at, one of the top-tier team programs on the girls' side, Salina. I mean, they just destroy everybody, and they put it to us too. But I mean, I think they won a state championship like 7-1 or some craziness like this. I don't remember the exact scores, but it's wild how much, even at the highest level, how bad they're dominating teams. So nobody's getting dominated here tonight, and this is a very high-level team we're playing.
Absolutely. Yeah, number 5 in the region, and wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they're not end up higher than that.
Yeah. Regional rankings are interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
there's they're pretty much set right now. Scrimmages, they just don't mean a ton, and you don't think of it. But if you look at like Lethal Enforcer Soccer on Instagram, I don't know if you guys follow them.
Yeah,
but,
see some of those.
They'll rank everybody. But when we start in January, when we start doing the tournaments and things like that, and the true preseason games,
Start
and then
seeing some-
you'll start seeing max preps records and things. That's when kind of the hype machines get going and everything.
What's the Lady Cats tournament schedule looking like this year? Do we know off the top of our heads?
You know what? I don't know it off the top of my head, but I have it saved and I can pull it right up because we've got some good stuff going on.
I figured y'all did. While Woody's looking that up, I want to tell everyone about our friends Marcy Gamble and Micah Sheedy over at Amadeus Healthcare, both of which have over a decade of experience Amita specializes in after-surgery care or after hospitalization or a new diagnosis of chronic illness. They also offered skilled nursing as well as physical, occupational, and speech therapies on top of medical social work and certified nurse aides.
We play, coming up, we've got a Wiley tournament. That's going to be interesting because we play some amazing teams. We play Heath and Wiley, and there's some large schools there that are very, very good at soccer. So, that's going to happen. We host a tournament here in Sulphur Springs the second week in January. That's going to be always a fun one because last year it seems like we traveled away to every single one of them. So it's nice here. But then the Longview tournament's always nice, man. We get to see some former district foes playing
that's some good
T-High, Pine Tree,
East Texas competition,
right before district starts. And then really right before the district schedule starts, we'll play Mount Pleasant here at home at the end of January. And that's always a rivalry, even though they're 5A now and we're 4A. And so that's a good coming up, man.
Did y'all play a playoff game at Mount Pleasant last year, or am I making that up?
We did. That's where we played. That's where we played Kilgore.
Thought so.
Kilgore, they beat us, and man, we had a good team, but they really outplayed us. They tactically they had a really great game plan, and they went on another round or two in the playoffs, I believe. So, yeah, it was tough, man. We weren't ready for the season to be over, but unfortunately, that's not how it works.
Yeah, we had a ton of fun following y'all as well. We weren't ready for the season to be over. Excited for another deep run this year.
Yeah. Big season. I mean, there was Coach Faircloth came out to the Rotary Club and did a program, and it just explained the Lone Star Cup and how I think every single team we have went to the playoffs.
Yep.
I think with the exception of one sport, and then talking about some of the UIL success along with it,
and the band,
in the band. I mean, and so we were at number 5 with the Lone Star Cup, and so anytime you can get in the top 10 with that,
that's huge. Yeah,
big deal. So, we got about 7 minutes left and some change here. Had a player come off. Looks like an injury, but he's walking. That's a good sign.
Yeah, and it looks like we got Jackson Hare coming back on.
And so we come on out. We got 7 minutes, boys. Let's go put one in the back of the net. So they're serving it up and looking. They're creating some nice little angles. Nice. If he would have waited for that keeper to get it, that might have been a goal. So good job by that center back there.
Quick, we want to give a big thank you to our friends over at the Way Bible Church. They want to extend an invitation to everyone to join them on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. or 10:45 a.m. and also on Wednesday nights at 6:15 p.m. At the Way, they are all about experiencing life change. They have a vibrant community awaiting to welcome you with open arms. Join them at the Way Bible Church to embark on a journey of transformation together.
I just had somebody text me that, of course, Slade talks trash.
Yeah, I didn't have too much of a doubt about that one.
But when he's duck hunting, I seriously doubt he's up there going, yeah, he probably takes that pretty seriously. But man, on physical sports related stuff, I would imagine that's part of it. So that was a little ambitious shot from about 32 yards out.
Love Slade. Excited to have him back in the booth with us this year.
Yeah, man, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I really do have a ton of fun hanging out with y'all.
Y'all got quite a few basketball games lined up, and then y'all were in Allen last Friday?
Yeah, that was a ton of fun as well. Yeah.
Very cool.
Speaking of, we'll be back on Tuesday night for the Sulphur Springs Lady Cats basketball team against Quitman, I believe. And again, if y'all haven't gotten the chance, y'all come out and watch the Lady Cats. They're a ton of fun to watch. I'm a big fan of them.
Having a good season.
They had worked their way into the rankings. They aren't anymore, but just been playing some really tough tournament teams and everything. But
yeah,
I think they're going to make a good district run, and I think they can make it a good playoff run as well.
That's how it works, though, man. You get ready for district. That's what it's all about. Because, I mean, and even here, it's easy to. You start getting a little regional. Oh, here we go, Jackson. You get a little district recognition, beat a team or two that's pretty good, and that's all fine and dandy. But how do you do when the playoffs start? That's what it all matters. And what we're doing right now, both on the boys and girls side, that's going to dictate, how we're prepared for the season and how we get the personnel lineups and everything as efficient as possible. So all these things are important, man.
So the Caddo scrimmage last night, that was the second one of
Second
the season
one.
so far?
That's
Gotcha.
right. Second one, and again, missing some key players and still being able to put together a win against a very good team. That was
I
real
say
good.
Caddo's usually ranked pretty high and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, they do. They do have a pretty good squad, and there's, some former club player teammates that from several of the Lady Cats that play on that team. So, some emotions in there too that everybody wants to be proud and have some bragging rights.
Always makes it a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Just 3:47 left here. Wouldn't be surprised if Faith Family didn't just try to hold on to this one for as long as they can.
It would. I mean, for those guys, 3 minutes left. I mean, well, they want a goal. I mean, there's no bones about it. It wouldn't surprise me though if they passed back to their keeper and just spread it out again, and just started, trying to play keep away.
They've got that figured out pretty well.
Yeah. But I like it. Aggressive keeper play. I mean, and you're not, if you don't have good ball skills, you're not coming out that far. But obviously he knows. But we have put him under a little bit of pressure though, and but he's out far. I mean, he's out 30 yards.
Yeah, he keeps coming. 30 yards.
Okay, so all right. There's keeper. All right, so I suspect, I would think they were going to possess, but they are going for it. They want to put. There was a little bit of chippiness. They want to put another one in the back of the net.
I bet at this point you're
They're
treating
full
it as
force.
if it's a 0-0 game.
And tap in.
I'll find it one
So
more
that was a sweet setup. I mean, they dribbled straight to the line and did a negative ball right across the face of the goal. Easy tap in. I mean, that's about the easiest way you can score.
Which I like that if I treat it as situational things. Just because the scoreboard says 2-0, there's going to be a game where there's 2 minutes left and we're tied. We need a goal.
And so, everybody, these kids are competitive. I promise you, with all the little chirpiness and everything, they wanted to get one more, I told you so goal. So.
Yeah, it did get pretty chippy in the second half, huh?
Oh, yeah. And so they're not letting off, though. And there you go. Minute left.
Well, Woody, again, I want to thank y'all for coming to hang out with us, man.
Hey, it's fun.
A rare night off. Y'all didn't have to come spend it with us, but we appreciate that you did.
Getting back in action, and it is fun. There's a lot worse things I could be doing on a Tuesday night. This is very fun. And I like watching the boys play too, but it's always at the exact time.
Right.
It seems like that the girls are. So, and that's what's hard about the basketball schedule, things like that too. Mm-hmm. It's always on Tuesday, Friday, it seems like. So, that's part of it. So, but I'm about to be an empty nester, man. I don't know what I'm going to do on Tuesdays and Fridays, and
I guess come hang out with us is what you're going to do.
Go hang out with Chad's Media.
Definitely worse ways to spend your Tuesday night.
I'm going to put my application in to be on the camera crew.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I want to be Corey.
You think that'd be a fun job?
That's right. I want to be the producer. I guess he can't hear us because he's not even looking at me when I'm talking to him.
I would have thought he could, but no, I guess he can't right now. He doesn't know that you're coming for his job yet.
I just want to rotate. That'd be fun. Get down there. Y'all do a good job. All these. But
maybe I can go be the camera guy, and y'all can talk without me. I don't know. Again, we want to thank every single one of y'all for hanging out with us tonight on Front Porch News and Chad's Media. Faith Family gets the win 3-0. A big thank you to Woody and Anna for hanging out with us again tonight. Shout out to the entire crew here, Caleb T. Meyer, Jeremy DeLorge, Corey Hankins. We will be back next Tuesday night for Sulphur Springs Lady Cat basketball against Quitman. Until then, I'm Tyler Lennon. We'll see y'all.